So I moved to United States in 2011. And prior to that, I was in a long relationship. We were together for 11 years, and I had a schedule for my life. I had planned everything. Yes, so I did this and that. We got married at that time because I want to be successful before we create the family. So all my expectations were there. Everything was planned. And here you go, change occurred. My fiance at that time, he decided that he's done with that relationship, that he found someone who wants to spend his life with it. So from knowing how my future is gonna look like, during one night, because it happened in the evening, I found out that my life is what we call I'm single again. So what do you do with it? And unfortunately for me, I was not aware at that time. I always like self-development, but I did not really get help, the right help at that time. And I went into depression for a couple of years. Like I was depressed, and all this, the stories that you are old. I was about 30 already, and like you are old, no one will love you anymore. Self-worth, everything was so down. I really hated the world around. When I saw a couple that was in love, I was like, ah, no, why you need to hug each other up front of me? So when you are unhappy on the inside, you really have to go there. And I was avoiding to go there because it was hurting. It was hurting that he did it to me. And even I then make a peace with that we are not together. That's fine. It's what is my reality. But then I moved this anger and this frustration on myself. I was beating myself that I was not good enough for that man to love me. I was not good enough for that man to spend life with me. So, but you know, you can pour into the glass until it's full and then overflows. So I was so full of anger and inner hate. Basically, I didn't like myself. I didn't like who I see in the mirror. Like, who are you? I don't even like, I don't like to be with you, so how would the other people would be? And I decided that this is the great moment. It was like 4 years later. So this misery for 4 years, I don't recommend that. 4 years later, I decided I'm making huge change. And this is I think something that your audience and hopefully mine that is listening later on will pay attention to. Sometimes we wait to make a change until the inner pain is so huge that we can take it anymore. So it happened to me. The inner pain was so huge that it's like, now I have to do something, or I don't even want to leave. It was what was how my brain was operating at that time. And what is the best way? I was always a great runner. Oh my gosh, I was a great runner. So I'm gonna run away to United States. I'm gonna go across the ocean, because when I cross the ocean, I'm gonna leave everything behind me. No pain, new life, and come on, United States. Everything is possible. Well, it's the story that I was telling myself. As soon as I landed in US, started new job, new life, didn't know anyone. When I thought that my language is awesome, but when you start hearing this, you know, what you call it, dialect, like, hey bro, hey sis, what up? I was like, what they are saying? Yes, so I had to basically become a beginner again, beginner mind, to learn everything, and even how to register a car, which was challenging as well. So you basically start your life over again. And it was the moment when I also realized that no matter how far you want to run from your pain, from your thoughts, from your story, you're always gonna have it in here, in your mind, with you, and in your heart. It's where the heaviness usually sits. And it was also the time when I realized that I have to take care of my past so I can live and move and grow, step into the future. So I reached out to a couple coaches, but finally ended with very awesome one from Canada, by the way. So she helped me a lot, and she helped me also. She introduced me to journaling, and when I started, I was like, "Oh my gosh, where journaling was my entire life! Like this is brilliant." I basically rediscover myself, who I was, who I am, because I didn't pay attention how much I changed, and also didn't pay attention what stuff is not serving me anymore, what I don't want to tolerate and accept anymore in my life. And that change is actually in my own hands. I can change my life. Nobody outside of me can do it. I found I fall in love again, but it was challenging. It was because I had my baggage. He had his own baggage. We were in our, well, I was in my 30s, and we don't come clean, yes, when we already been in relationships and had some kind of life. So it was another part of me that had to be rediscovered, and basically I was creating my new identity, freedom. I had to go deep and see what were my values when nobody was telling me who I am, like when there was no expectations from my family. Oh, come on, you are 30, you should supposed to get married, have kids, and yeah, it's what we have. So I had to really rediscover myself all over again. And it's what very often what change is about. We have to redefine who we are.
And you made a good point, because many of us have experienced a relationship that maybe doesn't lead into marriage, but yours did in that particular scenario. And what is hard, for men, for women, for everyone, um, is when it ends, we're not really taught what to do when a relationship ends, right? We're taught what to do when we want one. Let's say, for example, if I wanted to have a relationship with you, I would approach you. My name is so and so. Would you like to grab a coffee? You may say yes, you may say no, and then we go from there. But if we end up together and it's not going that well, yes, there's books and there's TV shows and there's everything to maintain it, but there isn't the conversation that says, what if you and I were to divorce? How do I function? How do you function? Because if we, to your point, if we just run away from it, or if we just move away from it, we leave each other who's caused us pain, and that's why it's ended, but we don't resolve the memories, the disappointment, the heartbreak, the tragedy, the pain, the tears. We don't ever address that because we're not taught. We're just told you go to school 2023. When you graduate, you have to be married by 30. So in 7 years, you have to figure it out.
Right.
But no one tells us how to figure it out. And then when we, by the good graces of either our hard work or falling in love or meeting someone, when we meet someone and it doesn't work out, human nature is to do what? Is to remove ourselves physically from it. But we don't remove ourselves, in a lot of times, emotionally from the pain, mentally from the pain.